Hey guys, it's Mare, the host of Lick My Brain. Welcome. It's been a while, so I thought coming back in, I should bring back my girl Marie. This is Miss Marie Donnelly. She's amazing. She's been on here before, so go find. I'll actually maybe I'll be able to link it if I could figure out how. I'll link the last video we did together. She is a brilliant mind. That's I will tell you. And she's one of my favorite people in this whole genre because she totally gets my brain and she's helped me a lot, helped me realize some of the tools that I'm doing that yes, she's like, way to go, Mare, or try tweaking it a little bit this way. And it's really just made a huge difference. So I
Aw,
adore you and I'm so glad you came back. Are we ready to
aw.
play? I'm so excited. And you guys go check out her stuff because I was just looking at her website recently because I know she's done some new things. This girl, Miss Marie Donnelly, has, are you ready? Drum roll. 50 plus 5-star reviews. She is a certified coach and educator. Amazing. She's for us ADHD, AuDHD, beautiful, neurofabulous people out here. So, welcome, my darling. Welcome. So glad to have you back.
Aw, thank you so much. All of those things are very kind, very loving, and I'm just so appreciative right now. Um,
Very true.
Great introduction. Amazing. Thank you.
Well, for those who haven't seen the last video yet, give them a little rundown of what you do as far as, life coach for us neurofabulous people on the earth.
Of course. Yes. I would like to also coach outside of Earth too, but um
We're getting there.
I know that would be great. That's my future, long-term plan.
Mhm.
Maybe a different lifetime too, though. But so yes, I empower self-led, motivated, driven, ADHD, ADHD, mostly adults with confidence, time management, follow through, organization. Pretty much all of it is structure, right?
Mhm.
And I have a 3-month program. I have a 1-month program. I can do, I have some flexibility now. I can do accountability coaching once a month. And then the newest deal is the virtual body doubling.
Yes, and we just did, or I just got to attend a 10 talk that you gave through the GOL network, and it was amazing. I hadn't ever been to
Aw.
one yet, so you're my first. And
Oh, really?
and it was so exciting to watch you do your magic and be up there and
Aw.
just it was so cool. And then listening to the virtual body doubling, please tell everybody what that even means. Because at first I was like, are we going to dress alike? What's happening? What are we doing? We're going to get out and go, what are we doing? But it's so much better than, I mean, we can still dress alike, but it's still so much better than that because it's so good. So it's a
That
great
sounds amazing
tool.
too.
Okay, I know. It's a great tool. Dress up alike and what else?
That's amazing. Yeah, during my talk, I briefly talked about it a little bit, but I didn't go totally in depth because I had, had like 10, 15 minutes. So virtual body doubling, what it is for my business is an individual will book it and then they come in with a specific goal or what they want to accomplish during that 50, 60 minutes. So we both come on the call. I ask them what they're going to work through, what their plan is, and then literally they work on what they're doing on the video. I work on something else. I'm still on there as an accountability support.
Hmm.
And, if I need to redirect sometimes, but mostly it's just they're working, I'm working. And then at the very end, then I check in and I'm like, okay, how'd that go? What were the takeaways? What's your reflection?
Hmm.
So on.
Yeah.
So that's literally how I work as a body doubling coach is that. And honestly, I've done some virtual body doubling before, and it's gone really, really well. It seems like
Hmm.
it goes the best with individuals who are ADHD or AuDHD,
Yeah.
especially. but also especially if they're individuals that are wanting to focus. Because obviously, if you pair yourself with an individual who isn't, like you both are just going to be goofing off, that's not
Mhm.
body doubling. That's called hanging out, right? There's a difference.
Mhm.
And co-working is similar too. Co-working is when you go to like a coffee shop and you're both just working. And you can have conversations some too, but it's just like you just go there and it's like you're working alongside other people.
Right.
So my virtual body doubling is obviously one-on-one and it's pinpointed to, okay, what do you want to work through? Do you need to break it down? Like if they need a little bit more questions at the beginning or the end or the middle, we can do a little bit more. I just don't want the virtual body doubling to turn into coaching because those are two different offers that
Right.
I have. Yeah.
Right.
So,
I did it was a year ago ish that Andrea and
uh-huh,
I and another girl did the co-working at the house, at her house.
uh-huh,
And they don't have any of the neurofabulousness that I have. And so it was really easy for them to focus. But I would hear something they were doing and I would look up and I was just squirrel. I was just constantly. And I like the one-on-one and the
uh-huh,
fact that it's virtual one-on-one because I can stay focused. I mean, I can look up and look at you, right? And see what you're
uh-huh.
doing, but
Oh yeah.
you're doing your thing. And so it kind of, oh yeah, yeah, we're here to do, it just kind of brings you right back into you're here for a
Yeah.
reason,
Yeah.
let's use this tool.
Well, thank you. And also part of it too is obviously I can look at them and see, oh, like hopefully they're not just, I mean, it's on them if they're pretending to work. That's on them, right? Totally. I mean, I would assume they're not doing that.
Right.
But then I can see if they like walk away and they're gone for 20, 30 minutes, I'm like, wait, what's going on? You know?
Hmm. Right.
Um,
Gonna bring them
and then
back
I
in.
can like obviously if you need to go to the bathroom real quick, that makes sense. Or get a different pen or whatever the heck, plug your phone, your computer in or whatever the heck.
Hmm.
Those make sense. Get a water, get a tea real quick, like in a different room. Um,
And
yeah,
you
those are
encourage the
appropriate.
little fidget stuff as well, don't you? Like during,
Yeah,
yeah, because it
I have it
helps.
right
Hmm.
here.
Yeah,
Yeah. I
those
had
are our
another one
friends.
too, but it broke because I use them and they break. So
Mhm.
eventually. And so I have this one. And when it eventually breaks, I'll get another one. So yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that like in public places, have you noticed if there's more and more people not only just doing the body doubling, but people who have
Mhm.
things that they stem with, that it's
Uh-huh.
just becoming more and more acceptable?
Uh-huh.
Like it just feels I don't know if it was just, and a lot of it is just my own insecurity, but when I'm out in public and doing something with something and I can feel someone watching me do it, I get self-conscious, especially if my leg
Hmm.
is going and something else is going. And I feel like, and they probably have nothing. They're not even looking at me. It's just all, it's all in my head.
Hmm.
But I notice now I'm noticing people out there and they're not just, flicking the pencil or whatever. They're actually, they have a tool and you can see them just laser focus on whatever they're doing. But this is just, and I don't know if I've ever been able to explain it properly, but what is it in the makeup of our brain
Hmm.
that, because I have family members that can watch a TV, play on a video game, and their leg is going,
Uh-huh.
and that calms them.
Hmm.
So can you explain to those out there who don't have this, or who maybe have someone they think might have a little,
Oh, what stimming is?
mm-hmm,
Yeah, stimming is a way for your body to regulate extra energy, and it's a way to process it can process fresh like nervousness, anxiety.
mm-hmm,
It helps. So example, my leg will bounce. I have the fidget tool. I play with a pencil. I'll play with my hair.
yeah,
Um, I'll kind of, twiddle my thumbs or something.
mm-hmm,
But no, and what is amazing is when people are accepting and not telling that person, oh, stop wiggling because they need to wiggle.
mm-hmm. Oh
They
my
need to wiggle.
God,
They're processing through.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, during elementary school or any kind of school, Did you ever
Hmm.
hear that? Like I always sit
Oh
still, sit
yeah.
still. And it's
Hmm.
like, God, I'm trying. Like I can't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
ADHD or AuDHD people hear, you know, criticism and stay still and stop wiggling so many times when they're
Hmm.
young and even into their adulthood. Now there's more awareness on that. So hopefully
Right.
individuals, adults who are working with youth can be a little more patient to, yeah, they wiggle. Okay, put them in sports, put them in art, give them things, give them sensory tools,
Hmm.
let them bounce their leg. It's not bothering anybody else. And if it bothers somebody else, that person, they can move to a different spot, worst case.
Absolutely.
Like if it's like you don't have to tell the person who's wiggling unless they're really like flailing and things, then okay, yes, they might need to have a different environment that's more safe for everybody.
Hmm.
But yeah, just stimming in general is is self-regulation.
Yep.
So
And it's a great tool. And if people just embraced it and allowed it, it would just
yeah.
it's it
Well,
because
and
what I've
neuro
noticed is when they try to stop the person, that
mhm.
just becomes such a big because that doesn't ever work. Try not doing that.
Oh, it doesn't because it's going to come out. That extra energy is going to
Hmm.
come out, and they're going to need to work through that,
Yep.
and help comfort themselves at some point. It can cause more anxiety and can cause other things. It can lead to obviously masking and burnout, but that's obviously there's other aspects to that too. So,
Right. And what is masking again for those who are in the back of the class and don't know? What's masking again?
so masking is when a neurodivergent person tries to act neurotypical because we live in a world that was made mostly for neurotypical brains.
Hmm.
And it leads to burnout, it leads to anxiety, it leads to these unhealthy things. And so the best thing you can do is just unmask. And that was part of my talk. And it's not easy because it involves a lot of processes, a lot of components like helping yourself not people please. Think about
Hmm.
yourself, think about your own needs, accommodate yourself. And that can take a while to fully master all of that. Like I'm working on that still, even though I've improved and I'm always trying to be more authentic and more unmasked.
Right.
But it's a constant process of continuing, every day. I
Hmm.
feel every week I'm making progress with that, but it is something I have to constantly think about.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When you first explained to me what that was, I went, "Oh crap. Okay, that's what I've been doing. That whole fake it till you make it thing." It's the
Uh-huh.
same thing when you're like I do bookkeeping for my regular old job, and
Mm-hmm.
sometimes the numbers are soothing because I understand them and I do
Mm-hmm.
reconciliation. So I'm like, I get in the pattern, I get in the habit, I get going. It's the same process, but
Mm-hmm.
I get super distracted when people are in the room talking or if
Mm-hmm.
someone walks by and they're on a speakerphone. And so I'm like, well, this is the normal world, Mayor. You've got to be able to handle this. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't, it's not, that's not the masking portion of it, but it's like I've noticed that where I'm working now, because it's a little private office, I can have all my tools around and it's not a distraction. But like before,
Mm-hmm.
when I was working like a bigger firm and I had all these normal, whatever you want to call them, people around me, and they would see toys on my desk or they would watch me doodle or whatever. It was like constantly, you know, I just felt eyeballs on me all the time.
Oh.
You know what I mean? And so then you learn
Mm-hmm.
to just you try to look as normal as you possibly can or what they think you should look like, and it doesn't
Mm-hmm.
work. And it's like I've noticed now with the I just started going to a new therapist, and the first two times I've been with her, I picked up, I felt myself just constantly playing with my hair and moving around and all this stuff. And I said, oh my God, I didn't even eat today. I said, I just realized I haven't had a thing in my body. There's no food in me. So now my
Oh.
my brain is misfiring and I'm trying to
Yep.
get comfortable in this chair and I'm not. And you're giving me eye contact, which is really alarming at first when I don't know you. And so I'm trying to trying to get comfortable in my skin. And I just wasn't. I looked like I
Oh.
can't, I'm uncomfortable. And I
Oh,
finally said that, and she's like, okay, well, let's just get it, just wiggle out. Let's just get it chilled out.
oh, that's awesome. That's
Yeah.
a really good therapist.
Hmm. Yeah. And I felt like, okay, let's get the wiggles out. Let's just do it. Let's just do
Oh
it.
yeah, honestly, if I was a therapist in that moment, I'd be like, yeah, let's do some jumping jacks, let's jog in
Hmm.
place, let's like, whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's people need that. And I've actually had people, I've had talks at the beginning where we stand up and we're jumping around and doing different movements so that it gets out the extra because then they're going to sit for however long. And then the
Hmm.
end there's always the power pose. But um yeah. So,
Yeah, I love that power pose. That was really cute. When you guys did that, I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Because I'm
thank
still
you.
really shy when it comes to being in a crowd, right? I'm picking up
Uh-huh.
on all the energies. And then I'm also like walking into a place now where I'm recognized is just, I'm not going to get used to it. I'm going to get better at it, but it just still blows my mind where they're like, oh my God, you're Mayor. Oh, don't you have a podcast? I'm like, what? How do you know that? Like it just freaks me out. But I'm also staying within this community to help you guys to get your word out, to share your messaging and help get it
Hmm.
out to the masses as much as I possibly can. And
Hmm.
that's why I was like, I need subscribers, but it's not for me. It's the more subscribers we have, the higher up the whole YouTube world puts you, and then the
Uh-huh.
message can actually get out to more and more and more people that actually need this messaging. And so
Uh-huh.
that's why I'm like, yeah, I don't need the people staring at my face. I don't care, but you got to hear what everyone else is saying. So,
Aw.
but yes. So what else? What else is going on in the world of Miss Marie Donnelly?
Let's see here. Just building more referral partnerships is awesome. So yeah, if anybody's watching this and is interested in being a referral partner,
Hmm.
that would be great. You should contact me,
And
because I
what is a
love.
referral partner? Tell us what that is.
Okay, referral partner is somebody who is also providing a service, ideally something helping other humans, like holistic, some kind of, practitioner. You can be massage, all kinds of different, modalities. And it's somebody who, if they have a client who is like, oh, I have ADHD, I might need coaching, or it sounds like maybe coaching could benefit them,
Hmm.
then you could send that person to me and I could potentially send somebody to you. So
Nice.
that's what that is because I have some really great ones in place
Hmm.
in Idaho, and I'm open outside of Idaho too because I work on Google Meet to have partnerships. I would like to have partnerships all over the West and all over the United States. That would be great in the future.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, that's pretty much is referral partnerships are alliances.
Right. Yeah, that's a good idea. And I really like your social media presence because you're out there a lot doing a lot of different things. And I'm also going to put the links to those down in the description because I think following you and the little talks that you do, my favorite, and I think I've told you this before, but my favorite is when you're in your car and you just sit and you've got a thought. You're just sharing the thought. And here's what I did.
Oh,
And this is, and it's like you don't realize that little snippet I needed to hear it that day, and
oh,
I'm just cruising by and there you are and I stop and I listen to you and I'm like, "Oh, damn, Marie. Yes, that's what I needed to hear." It's I'm like,
oh, that's
once
awesome. Well, I'm
again,
glad.
she's got it.
Oh, thank you. That's super awesome. I'm happy to get back into doing those because I love making those little videos, little reels in my car. Those are my favorite ones to make because your car, you kind of get into this flow state where it's just easy to
Mhm.
have information coming through you. And yeah, that's honestly my favorite spot. Even sitting in my office is okay, but my car is actually my favorite spot.
Right. And if you've noticed, like YouTube will tell me most of my views come from my shorts. And I'm like, yeah, but
Okay.
then you changed how to make the shorts, and I got to learn a whole new skill set once again, whatever. But it's true. So the little ones that you're putting out, even on what are the Instagram and the TikTok, whatever, they're doing this. They're constantly just sitting there surfing. So when they get to see you and they recognize, oh, she does, she helps and does coaching with ADHD and autism, that
Yeah.
that is great because that is our brain. Like I am one of
Hmm.
those little ding ding ding. And so if I see something and I know you've spoken about it, I want to hear, oh, what are you saying today? That's why I'm like, when you
Uh-huh.
talk about body doubling, I'm like, okay, you got to come back on and share with the class because we all need these tools. And I don't really hear anybody talking about that out there at all. And so I'm really glad that you shared that. 10 Talk was awesome. It really was
Thank
so
you.
good.
I thank you. I was so happy with how it went. I think the one time that I messed up, there was one moment. What did I? Oh, I messed up on the word executive dysfunction, but I feel like that was the perfect thing to mess up on because it's like I'm an ADHD woman who's gonna mess up on the word executive dysfunction and then not give a shit, keep going.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then somebody else complimented me because they were like, "Oh, we can cuss in this group?" Because apparently I said, I think it was, I didn't even realize I did, but it's because when I said brains are supposed to have variety, look at nature. There isn't one brain that's superior to another brain. That's bullshit. And
Hmm.
then I didn't even realize I said bullshit because it's just truth, right? And um and yeah, afterwards I got so much positivity. It was amazing.
Because you're so real, Marie. That's the whole point. That's why I'm so glad that you came back on again. And I want to keep doing these because you are so authentic. You're like, I just want to be authentic. You are. It's not about being. You are. It's just you are who you are. And I
Mhm.
adore that about you. And you inspire all of us to do better and be better. But you're such a good listener that even just as a friend, when we go sit and have tea and I tell you the drama of the day or whatever, you have such good insight. So
Aw.
on a human level, on all the levels, you're hitting it out of the park. So I just think don't let anybody ever tell you that you're anything other than that because when you come onto these kind of platforms or you're on a stage or you're doing your car video, you are real. It's like for me, it's like what you see is what you get. I talk inside out. I sometimes don't make any sense. Sometimes I'll go on a tangent and go, wait, what the hell were we just talking about? Like it's just
Yeah.
gone. But this is real life. We're not trying to
Hmm.
be on here and be polished, performers. We're talking about real people with real shit that happens. And like
Hmm.
I know that neither one of us on the interweb want to be all political, but our
Hmm.
people are getting put through the mud and put through the ringer and politically it's pissing me off and I know it's pissing you off and it's like to be able to have a platform where people can come on and see two women who in spite or despite, whatever you want to say, of how we were treated as kids and young adults with our neurofabulousness.
Hmm.
Now we take ownership of it and we are using it to direct our ship right through the bullshit and getting the words out there and helping other people see like, oh yeah, 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 this isn't anything to hide from. Own it.
Hmm.
Be proud of it. Someone's like
Hmm.
something about me stuttering. I'm like, yeah, I stutter. My brain is
Hmm.
big. I have a lot of shit to say. this
Yeah, girl.
that is it. Like just deal with it. Who cares? Really, who
Hmm.
cares? And if you don't like it, you can swipe on by. Honest to God.
Girl, I thank you. I love you. You're amazing. I totally
I
agree.
love you.
And I that reminds me of another thing during my talk. Oh, I think there was another word that I didn't say it correctly, but I didn't care. I just kept going. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like honestly being on a stage and speaking it's every single one that I keep doing, every event that I keep doing, I love it because I'm trying to improve each
Mm-hmm.
time and learn each time, and I'm so grateful for every experience getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just so excited for where that's going.
Yeah,
And yeah, I'm gonna just keep going and see how far it'll go, right?
absolutely. And it was like an honor to watch everybody really appreciate you and your messaging and people getting super excited and listening. And like
Aw.
they didn't because I know within this circle there's there's medical professionals and there's all the the college professors, whatever. That's awesome. And I love I mean, like, yes, let's get you on here. Let's share your messaging. But
Mhm,
to see those people turn and have like they're just open to listening to what you have to say and they mean it. They're not listening because they have to get through the lunch. Like they want to hear what you have to say. And that was
mhm.
really beautiful to watch. And then just how
Aw.
accepting they were of like a new person coming in. Like that whole group is so like if anyone's going to join any group at all that you want to
Mhm,
help what do you say? Like the GOL network with I've had Nikki on here before, and a lot of the people that are coming on are from the
mhm,
GOL. It's such an amazing organization of men and women who just want to see our people on the planet and the planet be better.
mhm,
And they realize that there's so much crap out there. Let's get rid of the crap and let's like clean it up and let's show you guys how life really is and get off your news and don't watch all your other crap. And it's just a really it's a very welcoming atmosphere, and that's why I'm telling
mhm.
everybody like it's a cool event. And next time you have an event, I'm going to promote the living hell out of it because
Oh, thank you. I'm excited. I'm gonna
really.
plan. I want to plan another one with Nikki because that one was so fun,
Hmm.
especially when I can talk about neurodivergence. It is the
Yeah.
best thing on the planet. Confidence is great. All the
Hmm.
other topics, self-love, everything else is great. But ADHD and AuDHD, autism as well, are gonna be like kabam kabam what I want to talk about. And obviously coaching intertwined with that.
Hmm. I was telling my I think well yeah my bonus mom recently about the event your event that I went to,
Hmm.
and she was sharing about all the stuff in the news, and I said, I don't really listen to a lot of it because it'll just make me so angry. But I
Hmm.
said, but what the beautiful, it's like Marie's out there, you're like combating it, for every
Yeah.
negative news thing, you're out there sharing about the amazing parts of neurofabulous people and
Hmm.
how, like, what was the thing you shared with me yesterday? And you're like, I'm fired up. And it was, it was
Oh
what
yes.
was it? That thing that you made about neurodivergent people actually have a lot to contribute. It's like, duh.
Hmm.
It's so weird that people think we don't. It's like, what are you talking
Yeah.
about? Hello. I mean,
Yep.
Albert Einstein, heard of him? I mean, come on
Oh, I
now.
know. And exactly. Yeah, so I made it through ChatGPT, and it says neurodivergent people do contribute to society, different minds, visionary ideas, and a better future. Because,
Hmm.
and then I said this during my talk, and I'll say this again, and I've said this before to people, is that think about all the individuals in the past who have made changes in the world.
Hmm.
What kind of traits did they have? What
Right.
kind of habits did they have? Did
Hmm.
it line up? Does it line up with ADHD and autism or ADHD?
Mm.
Um, most of the time, yes. I mean, obviously they weren't all diagnosed and I can't diagnose,
Right.
but
Right.
look at the traits and line it up. The
Hmm.
geniuses of our time, all the ones that most of the ones I've ever heard of are probably neurodivergent,
Hmm.
and
And
there's a
and
reason for it.
and do you notice too, like there's because mine was well finally diagnosed late. They call it late adult whatever diagnosis. But you can go back to my element. I mean, I was dyslexic or I am dyslexic back in like elementary
Hmm.
school. That was a big issue.
Hmm.
Now people are saying like it's later diagnosed, but is it later diagnosed because it's becoming more um, acceptable within like the communities that would actually run all the tests now, or like how do you
Hmm.
why do you think that is that there's becoming more adults who are like, oh
Hmm.
yeah, I'm autistic, or yeah, it was my
Hmm.
daughter was the one that
Well,
said, Mom, my
mhm.
grandson's autistic, right? So she's like, well, Mom, it's in our family. And I'm like, what do you mean? And she's like, well, you talk backwards, you talk inside out. I'm like, isn't that just whimsical? Like, what do you mean? So
Whimsical.
and
I'm
so they're like,
whimsical. Just
she was
here.
not surprised when it was like, oh, you're diagnosed with ADHD. I'm like, what? And then that's when I went, okay, let's look at the other parts of it. And I thought, God, it all makes so much sense. But for me, it wasn't like, oh, I have this. It was, oh, it explains so much. And so it's
Uh-huh.
like, warning, Neurofabulous. If you can't deal with it, fuck right off. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care.
That's
Ah,
awesome. I
yeah.
love that. That is amazing.
But anyways, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
So pretty much the reason why more individuals now are saying that they're ADHD or autistic is because the diagnostic criteria used to be more focused on white males, and now they're starting to realize that anybody can have ADHD or autism. Women, you can be 40, you can be 5, you can be any different color, you can be from whatever different country. You
Mm-hmm.
can have autism or ADHD individually or together, and that's called AuDHD, and that's what I am. And the awareness, there's more awareness. So yes, the diagnosis criteria is getting better and better.
Mm-hmm.
Individuals that are diagnosing are learning to diagnose things more accurately because there used to be a lot of misdiagnosing. There is still misdiagnosing happening currently, but I am hearing and seeing improvement, most definitely. I almost actually went into diagnosing, but I didn't want to have to go through the 3,000 hours and the masters and everything. And so I
Mm-hmm.
decided I want to do coaching and speaking and all the things that I'm meant to do. Maybe eventually I could still diagnose, but probably not, is what I'm thinking. Um, but yeah, pretty much that's why. It's those couple things is what neurodivergence is. And yes, why it's the increase of individuals saying I think there is probably some feeling and some areas where individuals might be saying they are something and they might not be. Like you can have traits of something and not necessarily be like, oh, I have traits of autism, or like I'm mild or I'm moderate, or or
I've
oh,
heard
I'm
that. Yeah.
ADHD.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I believe if somebody comes to me for coaching, for virtual body doubling, or for a discovery call, and they tell me, you know what, I've been researching, I think I'm ADHD, I think I'm AuDHD, I think I have a little autism. I'm not going to sit there and be like, no, you don't,
Right.
because
Yeah. Where's your
that,
card? Where's your
yeah, yeah,
diagnosis? Yeah.
that's, I'm not going to dismiss and gaslight them because they've probably already been gaslit by the medical industry and by different individuals in their past. Unfortunately, there are positive individuals in the medical industry too. But yes, let's be
Right.
real. There's a lot of gaslighting, especially towards neurodivergent individuals, and neurodivergent women, probably the most, is what I've been hearing and researching and just noticing in my life. And so it's just there's more awareness, and honestly too, part of it too is that we're becoming more sensitive as humans.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, yes, there are struggles, there's different severity, there's different, it's a spectrum of how there are frustrating aspects of, oh man, like, you know noises can really frustrate me, or oh, that
Mm-hmm.
person who is chewing way over there is pissing me off because they're not closing their mouth, or there's different examples of
Right.
things, anxiety. And obviously if someone is nonverbal, that is a challenge, right? There's frustrations that I believe and I've seen can improve. That's why I have a business. But then there's strengths. There's the strengths of neurodivergence, like pattern recognition, empathy, creative problem solving, creative individuals, creative thinking. There's so many different strengths and powers of neurodivergence and us becoming more sensitive as a species and as humans, that I believe that neurodivergence is actually also part of evolution.
Yes.
And
Yes.
not everybody wants to hear that, and that's okay. It's okay if they
Hmm.
don't want to hear it. That's fine. I'm not saying anything against neurotypicals. I think the future is going to have a lot more options of brains. I think there's going to be a lot
Hmm.
more variety in the future of brains, and I don't think there's going to be team A versus team B, and team B is getting pissed on all the time.
Right.
I think in the future there's going to be better support for all
Yeah.
brains, and so the brains, neurodivergent brains that we have seen and witnessed as deficits in the past, um, are going to have better support in the future. And so,
Hmm.
because of that, they will actually be able to accomplish more things and not have the frustrating aspects that have been bogging them down, because their environment will be more cohesive to empowering them and helping them, not pulling them back down.
Right. Yes. 100%. Well
Yeah,
said.
so that's where I'm at, and that's where I'm going to be.
You're just so dang smart. I could listen to you talk for all the time.
Thank
I
you.
just,
This is all I research about. This is all I really care about is women's empowerment, neurodivergence, coaching, teaching, speaking, mentoring. That's all I really want to talk about and hear about. Obviously, there's other
Mhm.
things I do talk about, but that's all I want to learn about.
Right.
My purpose of helping Idaho become more aware and evolve more in this
Hmm.
category, and not just Idaho, but the West, and then the whole US.
Global. Let's just do it.
Yeah, yeah.
I love
The,
that.
the Thank you. The thing I like to say though is I still want to have time for my family and friends. I still want downtime. I don't necessarily need to become a female Tony Robbins. I mean, mad respect to Tony. He is a very successful man, and I have read and researched his approaches, and he is very effective. It's just that I also want to have time where I can relax and, not be as busy as he is, and not as I don't have to be as well known as him.
Right. You can still conquer the world without being so well known. I mean,
Thank you.
what is yeah, I have a flask that I got from Andrew for my birthday a couple years ago, and it says well-behaved women rarely make history. So I'm like, yeah.
That's one of my favorite quotes. One of
Hmm.
my favorite quotes. And I told, who was it? It was at Marigold's, and then I think I told Nikki the other day, not the other day, but like it was a GO event too. I think I brought that quote up a few times, several times, because it's a great quote.
It's a great quote. It's a
Yeah,
great quote.
yeah.
Well, thank
So,
you for coming to play, and I've had this weird little hiatus, and I've had to take care of some personal stuff, and so now it's like, you know what? I miss the mic, I miss talking, I miss having conversations, and I know that there's people out there looking for this information, and I'm just so
mhm.
honored that you said, "Yeah, I'll come back on and play and share and let's do it again. Let's do it again."
Of course, girlfriend. And I appreciate you. And I just want to emphasize that all brains have a purpose.
Yes.
Neurodivergent, neurotypical, even though I think those terms are going to change coming up,
Hmm.
especially neurotypical. I think there's just going to be more variety. All of them have a purpose, right?
Yeah.
And
Yes.
I'm not trying to minimize any of them, right?
Correct. No, you're empowering. That's the
Mm-hmm.
whole thing, hun. You're empowering female and not just empowering females, but you're an
Yeah.
empowering female that women like us are attracted to and drawn to, but that you're still even able to open the minds of some of the men because the men,
Uh-huh.
our men who are like, I don't
Oh, yeah.
understand what's happening with my
Yeah.
life anymore and feels like, oh, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, just go talk
Well,
to
like,
Marie. She'll help you.
oh, yeah, exactly. Because men need support, and they need support that isn't their girlfriend. They need support that's therapy, that's holistic healing. They need to go get
Mhm.
their, because I believe in men. I mean, yes, there's a lot of frustration, but men have been horribly affected by the toxicity of the patriarchy just as much as women.
Amen,
And so I
sister.
feel for men just as much as I feel for women. I am obviously I date men and I'm looking for a very evolved man, but at the same time, I have had frustrations with them, but I've healed that as much as possible. So
Mhm.
I'm a proud, balanced feminist, not a man hater. And
Yes.
it's nice to see when women heal their man wound,
Yes.
and their sister wound too, because those are both very prominent nowadays. And then
Very.
seeing men heal, I mean, dependent on different people's orientation, but everybody's wounds, healing that is very
Mhm.
helpful. And that's part of it, just healing their childhood trauma and healing everything. And literally, the moral of everything in this convo is everybody just work on healing yourself,
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
then help support other people.
Yeah,
Because if you're healing yourself and you're healing your insecurities, you have no reason to put down somebody else or try to be better than them,
exactly. Let's end on
or
that
act like
note.
you're better.
That's a good
Yeah.
note to end on. I love
Yeah,
that.
girl.
Love it. Love it.
Yay.
Okay. Well, do you have any other events coming up that you want to share, or I can just keep you linked in and I can give everybody the 411 once you do have something popping up, but is there something coming up soon?
Well, actually, I can't think of anything right now. That GOL one was really big for me.
Yeah, time to take a rest.
Thank you. That was my first talk about ADHD. I threw in a little autism too, ADHD as well. But no, not right now, but I'll let you know. And yeah,
Okay.
if you could put my website information, that would be awesome.
Heck
Thank
yeah.
you.
Heck yeah. You guys go get it. You have a discovery call that
Hmm.
they can sign up for and just learn more about how to work with you and all that
Hmm.
stuff. I love that. That's an amazing thing to give. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I offer a free 30-minute discovery call. Some coaches do 20 minutes, but I don't think that's enough time. 30 minutes, I think, is enough time, and it's not too much time where it's free. So it's 30 minutes out of my day where you can come in, you can try to figure out like, oh, do I want this option, or
Mhm.
maybe even if right now isn't the best timing for you, that's okay. You can always come back. I am not a pressuring coach.
You're
I
not.
want to work with the right clients at the right time when we're both
Exactly.
in the exact alignment of each other,
Hmm.
not, oh, you're almost ready, so no, you need to work with me right now. That is not
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, you got to sign up today or the price is
Yeah,
gonna, yeah. No, I
sign up
love that
today
about
or my
you.
price is going to go up 5% and 5 times. No, that's not,
Exactly.
I'm not into sleazy sales tactics.
You're not. There's nothing sleazy about you, girl. Nothing at
Thank
all.
you.
You're welcome. All right, kidlets, as my glasses start to break. That's why I keep messing with them. I can feel this one trying to pop off. Um,
Oh.
I am so thrilled that you were here. Thank you so much.
Mm.
Yes, and in the, as they say, in the notes down below, I'll have everything to find your website, your social medias, everything. So
Thank you.
we're set for that. Um, you guys, I know you enjoyed this. Show Marie some love down below. Ask questions because she'll be able, you could tag her or I'll make sure she sees the questions and let's have more combos about this stuff. Let's just open up and love everybody's brains. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
So, you guys, as always, get out there and be really good humans. Accept and love each other, please.
Hmm.
Um, lick a lot of really yummy, good brains out there. And as always, my friend Marie will tell you,
Don't be a dick.
boom, don't be a dick. Later. Let me see if I know how to stop this recording. I do.